Hello dear children, welcome back to the Acknowledge series by Amit Publishing House. We are doing part 7. This is the cover page of your book. Let's click a trendy way to learn computers. And I am Vandana. Today we are going to do chapter 3 and the name of this chapter is Animation Using Krita. So we have learned about Krita in our previous class. Today we are going to learn how can we do animation, how can we apply animation effect in Krita. So let's begin with the chapter. Let's learn how to animate the images in Krita here. And in this chapter we are going to learn about the features of Krita, creating animation, switching to animal workspace, properties of animation panels. So let's begin. So what is Krita? Krita is a photo editing software. With a photo editing software, a simple looking picture can enhance to an extent that it looks as if captured by an expert photographer. So Krita क्या है? ये एक फोटो एडिटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर है जिसमें हम जो भी फोटोज हैं उसके लुक्स को चेंज कर सकते हैं और ऐसा लगेगा कि the photo is clicked by an expert photographer. The word Krita comes from the Swedish language, that is Kri means crayons and Rita means to draw. So this is made with the combination of these two words. Krita is an open source software designed for digital drawing, photo editing and 2D animation. So all these things can be done here in Krita. So let's quickly come to the features of Krita. Some of the popular features of Krita are as follows. It is an open source software, which means that Krita software code is available for public collaboration. You can download Krita free from its official website, and the website is krita.org. So it is an open source software, means every individual can use it. कोई भी इसे use कर सकता है. It is free of cost. हम इसे freely download कर सकते हैं इस website से. The user interface of Krita is very easy to understand and use. It consists of menus, buttons, panels, etc. So, जो Krita का user interface है वो बहुत ही आसानी से समझा जा सकता है और बहुत ही आसानी से उसे use भी किया जा सकता है. Krita interface consists of different panels that can be docked anywhere on the screen. So, इसके अंदर जो panels हैं इसको हम कहीं भी screen पे move कर सकते हैं, कहीं भी dock कर सकते हैं, कहीं भी रख सकते हैं. This helps us to change the layout of the screen according to your needs and convenience. So with this, we can change the screen according to our convenience. Next, brushes are the most important tools in drawing. In Krita, there are total number of 100 brushes. 100 different brushes are here to give you the amazing drawing experience. These brushes are used to give different effects to the drawing. So there are hundreds of brushes here, and with this we can give different effects to our drawing. Krita has a great feature. The brush stabilizer is in this, which is used to enhance the smoothness of brush stroke. So हमें ऐसा लगेगा that we are using the brush in our real drawing movements. So it gives that feeling to us. It has a huge built-in gallery of vectors that can be used for drawing comic strips. तो इसकी जो गैलरी है वो बहुत ही गैलरी ऑफ वेक्टर्स जो बहुत ही बड़ी है जिससे हम ड्राइंग कॉमिक स्ट्राइप्स भी बना सकते हैं. Now switching to animation workspace. So this is the workspace of Krita, and here we can see different bars are given. We can customize these bars according to our choice. So this is the workspace. And here we are going to do some animation. In Krita, to access the animation feature, the easiest way is to change your workspace to animation. So if we want to do some animation here, we have to change our workspace to animation, and this will make the animation docker panel on the workspace. To add the animation dockers, click on the choose workspace button. So if we want to change the workspace to an animation docker, हमें इस बटन पे click करना है. This will display the workspace panel. Here, select the animation option. You will see the animation dockers and stage on your workspace as shown in the figure. So जब भी हम इस पे click करेंगे, this will be shown as it is here in our book. Before creating the animation, let us first know about the components of the animation workspace. So before creating हम animation start करें, let's learn about the components of animation workspace. क्या क्या components हैं, let's learn. The first one is the workspace. आपको पता है workspace is the area जहाँ पे हमें काम करना है. So workspace is the arrangement of various Krita elements such as tool panel is here, stage, timeline and so on. Many other things are here. Next is the stage. The stage is a drawing board जहाँ पे हम drawing करते हैं, that is called the stage, and you can create graphics, animations and make modifications here. It is a large space present in the center of the workspace. Tools panel. The tools panel consists of various tools to draw, paint and modify. So with the tool panel we can use all these options, and it is divided into three parts: toolbox, layers and animation. तीन part में divided है. The toolbox क्या है? The docker has different tools that are used for drawing, painting and selecting the object. Layers क्या है? This docker is used to manage all the layers used in the animation. Animation में जो layers हम लगा रहे हैं, एक के बाद एक हम उसमें layers लगाए जा रहे हैं. So that can be managed from here. And next is animation. This docker consists of the controls that are used for presenting the animation. So this is docker से हम animation की जो भी हमें changes करने we can do from here. Next is timeline. The timeline is a rectangular window which is present at the bottom of the stage. So stage के नीचे एक rectangular window है, that is called timeline. It is the area where one controls the sequencing and timing of the graphics and other elements of animation. So यहाँ timeline से क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं? We can control the sequence and timing of the graphics from here. The major components of timeline are layers, frames and playheads. So these are the major components of timeline. Next comes the frames. Animations in Krita is created with the help of frames. So जो भी हम animation हम Krita में करते हैं वो हम frames की मदद से करते हैं. Each frame is defined as a little rectangular cell that appears on the timeline. So जो भी हम frame यहाँ पे लगाते हैं उसे हम rectangular cell के form में होते हैं. Every fifth frame displays a number that you can find on the top of the timeline. So जो भी जो fifth frame होता है वो डिस्प्ले करता है उस नंबर को जो हम ऊपर टाइमलाइन में मिल सकता है. नेक्स्ट इज की फ्रेम्स. की फ्रेम्स आर स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ फ्रेम्स which you define some changes to an object properties from the animation like position, color, shape, etc. So दो चीजें हमने पढ़ी हैं, फ्रेम्स एंड की फ्रेम्स. फ्रेम्स हम यूज करते हैं एंड it is a rectangular cell जिसमें जो है we can see different items are there that appear in the timeline, and the keyframe, with this we can change the position, color and shape of the animation. Next comes the layers. Layers are like transparent sheets stacked on the top of one another, each containing the different image that appears on the stage. So layers क्या है? ये transparent sheets हैं. Okay, transparent means जिसके आर पार आप देख सकते हो, that is called transparent sheet. So these are stacked on top of one another. जैसे कि we are using that रुमाली रोटी is also used. तो वो क्या एकदम transparent होते हैं और वो एक के ऊपर एक लगा के हम रखते हैं. So like that layers are here also, and these are stacked on top of each other, each containing a different image. हर एक के अंदर एक different image है that appears on the stage. You can draw and edit the object on one layer without affecting the object on the another layer. So अगर हमने first layer पर drawing किया है तो second layer पे उसका कोई भी फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Next is how can we create animation. Let us create the first animation in Krita, a jumping man on the road. So we are going to make a man that is jumping on the road. For this we have to follow the given instructions. How can we create a new document? We will need 2 layers to make the jumping man on the road. तो jumping man बनाने के लिए 2 layers की जरूरत है. मैंने अभी बताया था कि layers जो है एक के ऊपर एक arranged होते हैं. one for the road and another for the man. तो एक लेयर रोड की होगी, उसके ऊपर दूसरी लेयर मैन की होगी. So create a new document with 2 layers. To do so, follow the steps. We have to go to the file menu, and from there we have to select new. Create a new document dialog box will appear. Next, in the create new document dialog box, add the required values given here. We have to write down the width, height and resolution. Now click on the content tab and update the values as given below. Layers हमने दो डालने थे तो वो हमने डाल दिए. Background color क्या होना चाहिए? Select the color whatever we want. Background opacity should be 100% and background of canvas as canvas color. So these are the necessary changes that we have to do in our animation. So after putting these, you can see the picture is here. Different things are given here. After updating all the required values, click on the create button. तो जो भी हमने values डाली थी वो डाल दो, उसके बाद हम create button पे click करेंगे. This will create a new Krita document as shown in the figure. So here we can see there is a new document in front of us. Renaming layers. How can we rename the layers? For better understanding, rename the layer first. We have to rename it. Rename layer 1 as road and layer 2 as man. Starting में हमने दो layers use किए थे, one for the man and one for the road. So we are naming layer 1 as road and layer 2 as man. You can rename the layer using the following steps. So here steps are given here. Double click on the layer you want to rename. So इन दो layers यहाँ पे दी हैं, इनमें से जिस पे भी हमें name करना उस पे हमें double click करना है and type the name and press the enter key. So by this way we can rename the other layer also. How can we add animation? To add animation, follow these steps. Before you start drawing on the road layer, make sure you hide the other layers. Or example, to hide the man layer, simply click on this option. So here we have seen there are two options given here, and for creating one layer we have to hide the other one, and we are hiding man here. Now select the layer in which you want to draw an object. Select the drawing tool from the toolbox and draw the image that looks similar to the one given in the work area. Now click on the road layer and draw the horizontal line using the line tool. Now the next thing to do is to add another frame in the timeline. To add the blank frame in the timeline, click on the add blank frame button. So we have added one more frame here, and for this we have clicked on this button. Now repeat the previous step and add new frames and add 3 points to show the figure. So these 3 are the points, and at these 3 points we have to repeat the step again and again. So here we can see the picture is made. Click on each new frame and draw the image with a drawing tool. So with the help of drawing tool, we have to draw the image. Here we can see the hands are down. Now hands are straight, and here the hands are up. Now make both the layers visible and add the following information in the animation panel as shown. To view the animation, click on the play button. So here is our play button. We have to click on this and we can see the animation. So we have added 3 layers for the man. Down hands here and here. The man will move like this. Now properties of animation panel. What are the properties? Start, first frame of the animation and last frame of the animation. Play speed, the speed at which the animation will play at the previous mode, and frame rate, the rate at which the animation will be played with embedded when embedded with the other apps. So these were the properties of animation panel. Now we have learned about animation in Krita. Now let's quickly come to the recall time. Krita is a photo editing software with a photo editing software. A simple looking picture can be enhanced to an extent that it looks as if it is captured by an expert photographer. Clicking on animation workspace from the workspace panel to add the animation control. Timeline controls the sequencing and timing of the graphics and the other elements of the animation. Keyframes are special type of frames when you define some changes to an object's property for an animation. Layers are like transparent sheets stacked on top of one another. You can draw and edit the objects on one layer without affecting the object on the another layer. So now children, let's quickly come to the book exercise. First question is given. Click on the dash workspace from the workplace panel to add the animation controls. So we have to click on the animation workspace. Next is dash controls the sequencing and timing of the graphics. This can be controlled, and the other elements of the animation is also controlled from here. And what is it? It is timeline. Dash has special type of frames where you define some changes to an object's properties from an animation. So what are they? They are key frames. Layers are like dash sheets stacked on top of one another. So layers are transparent. Next exercise, fill in the blanks. You can add animation control to the workspace by selecting the dash option from the workspace panel. We have to click on the animation option. Next is a dash is a special frame that enables you to define some changes to an object's properties. And what are they? They are the key frames. You can add new blank frames in the dash, in the timeline. Next, fourth one is all the layers are available in the layers panel. To run the animation, you can click on the play button. So after completing the animation, we have to click here on the play button to run the animation. Now quickly come to the true and false. The panel that contains drawing tool is called the toolbox. Yes, toolbox. Krita is a free and open source painting and animation program. Yes, this is also true. The stage is the area where you can create animation. Yes, we can create here. Krita is used for creating 3D animation. No, this is false. It is used for creating 2D animation. And you can only create drawings with Krita. So this is also false. We can do many other animations also in Krita. So these were the answers for true and false. Let's quickly come to the question and answers. How do you switch to the animation workspace in Krita? For switching to the animation workspace, first we have to change the workspace to the animation panel. So before working on the animation panel, we have to that stage is to be converted into this animation panel by switching from the workspace option, change workspace option to animation panel. So this is the way of switching to animation workspace in Krita. Now we have to differentiate between frames and keyframes. Frames are these are used for creating animations, and these are rectangular, and they display the items that comes on the top. Next, the keyframes are used for doing different for changing the colors, styles, All this can be changed in the animation using the keyframes. What is the significance of timeline in Krita? So timeline is used for looking for the controlling the sequence and the timings of the animation that we are creating in Krita. So this is the use and this is the significance of timeline. Okay, now the fourth question is, what are layers used for? So layers are the transparent sheets in Krita, and every layer has a picture on it, and we can work on a single layer without disturbing the another layer. These layers are stacked on top of each other. Now write down the steps to rename a layer. So for renaming a layer, we have to just double click on the layer that is to be renamed, and after that, after double clicking, option will come. We can enter the desired name of that layer and then just click on the enter button. By doing this, we can change the we can rename the layer. So children, this was all for today in this chapter. We have learned in this chapter how can we add different animation in Krita. In the previous classes we have learned about Krita, but now we are aware how can we put animation there, and it's your you have to practice this, and you can download this Krita app from krita.org from Google, and it's absolutely free. Download it from there and practice the animation that we have learned in this chapter. So children, I'll be meeting you soon in the next class. I'll be waiting for you. Till then, stay related for the next week. Thank you.